Well, good morning, everybody. It's a rainy day today. Kind of. It's starting to clear out now. I've got so much I have to work on, and I pretty much lost the whole day yesterday. So I do have this, though, and I'm kind of excited to do a little review on these tools. You guys remember, oh God, several years ago I did a quick kind of review on my Porter cable set. Well, the batteries on the Porter cable set are dying. There's one there, one over there. And everything else I have is the Craftsman V20. So I decided to go with this new V20 set. So you've got the drill, the impact, the little multi-cutter, Sawzall, skill saw, and the light. Something I didn't realize when I bought this. Well, first of all, it was like $330. It was on sale for $199, so that was beneficial. I didn't realize that this was a 5 3/8 skill saw in the box. If I would have read the box instead of look at the picture, I'd have noticed that. My other saw is a 6.5 inch, so I'm going to have to get all new blades. Another thing that I was just looking at this morning is, look at this. So here is the old Porter cable drill and the new Craftsman drill. Look at some of the... Don't tell me these weren't made in the exact same factory 10 years apart. Even look at the three little guys there. Look at the three little guys there. They're exactly the same. Very, very minor differences, but pretty much the same tool. One thing I noticed is the impact. This impact feels and runs a lot more healthier than the Porter cable impact. There's a lot more speed to it. It just feels more powerful. It's heavier, so that's good. But anyway, that is for a different time. For now, we have to, right there is my gas-powered drill. I got to get that out and running. I don't remember what happened to it. I know the air filter housing broke, so I'm gonna have to fix that, but I think it's got a carburetor. I think I need to put a carburetor on it too. And the Cub Cadet XT1 quit running last week. It'll only run on full choke, so I got to figure that out. I need both of these tools for work in the coming week or two, so there it is. You might notice something missing. There was 2 Craftsman tractors here that are now gone. I'm not going to tell you where they went or what's going on with that, because that's going to be kind of a surprise that I should have in the next couple of weeks. Wheel horse, still sitting here. I still have to get it running. But anyway, let's get right to work. Oops, I tripped over my taillight. Looks like I need to buy a new one. I think I need this trailer Tuesday too, so I'll have to do it today or tomorrow. It's easy to change, but it's kind of a bummer. It's just squeezing through that small spot and tripped right over it. So we got one of the wood racks out of here. We only need the one right now because it's like almost May, but I'm waiting for this rain to stop. I don't really have much ambition to go out and play in the rain. So I think I'll go in for a little bit, look for some carburetor parts, and it's supposed to be stopping soon. All right. It's been such a long time since I've used this machine. I got to try to remember what it was doing. I know it wasn't a gearbox issue or anything. It was definitely an engine or like a carburation issue. But like I said, it's been so long. I got to try to remember. And to remember, gotta put some fuel in it because it's empty. All right, the choke is on. Oh, that don't feel good. Okay, well, our fuel line is shot. Oh. What do we got here? We got some Go Juice. Yeah, we got some Go Juice. Does it work? Nope. Some carb cleaner should do it. I had a problem periodically with this switch too. Give it some fuel. That's a good sign. Get down here where we can't hurt anything. All right. I need to take this drill bit off of it before I hurt myself. Couple wrenches. How you guys doing here? There we go. Good Lord. All right. There we go. Where are we leaking fuel everywhere? Well, I guess we're not. I thought we were. All right, let's try this again. let this sit here and run for a little bit and see if it kind of works its kinks out or reminds me what exactly it was doing to begin with. It sounds pretty good other than, oh, it's starting to bog down a little bit now. But other than the, kind of bogs on full throttle, we'll let it sit and run for a bit. So it's definitely got something going on. So we need to replace the fuel line. I might just replace the whole carburetor. Something needs to be done because I feel like I need to get a light, but it looks like it's dripping gas out of the bottom of the carburetor. I mean, the fuel bulb is down there, but I think the proper thing to do would be to take a bunch of pictures, go on the internet, get like a maybe just a whole new carburetor. It might not be worth even getting a kit for it. I like getting the kits because I like tinkering and I like learning. So I don't know, I just got to get it cleaned up, but I got to get this thing ready to go because preferably I got to drill a hole and concrete a post into the ground in 4 days. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's what the plan is at least. So, all right, I'm going to get some pictures. I got the model number right there. Got the name right there. I'm going to get some pictures and then I'll probably just save it for later on tonight when it's too dark to do anything and do some searching on the internet. It's Sunday, so nothing's going to ship today anyway. But I do have to get on that tractor because I need to figure that thing out pretty quick too, and I might need to order a carburetor kit for that too. Now that it's sprinkling, I don't know if my Rode microphone setup is waterproof. I sure hope it is. Let's see if we can figure this tractor out real quick, or at least get it running. I mean, I know we'll get it running, but you know what I mean. Turn the fuel on. It's got a half a tank. Sit there and run for a little bit. I mean, it sounds pretty good now. You can hear it missing a little bit. I mean, it sounded bad before. It almost sounded like it was knocking. It was kind of popping bad. Like just one cylinder wasn't hitting or something. I don't know. I mean, I checked everything over. The oil, the fuel, everything looks good in it. It doesn't sound great though, but I need that mower, so let it warm up. Maybe we'll pull it over to the shop, or at least closer to the shop, closer to the tools. I don't know where I'll put it over here, but maybe I'll move the Craftsman over there and move that one right here or something. That way it's easy access and I don't have to have my camera out in the rain. Is this going to be in your way right here? Probably, huh? And we're putting it all over here? Putting it all over here? You're going right on YouTube. All right, so we got to move all this firewood over to there, so that tractor's going to be in the way. That's actually good because then I can pull the tractor right up here. So we'll get that done first. I don't know, guys. This sounds pretty good now. I think I'll just try to run it that way. It's a lot better having all this space now that the wood is all moved over here. I still got to work on, I got to get it split because I need to get so much more wood. It's just splitters right there. It's just a matter of doing it. But yeah, it's nice being able to pull right up to the shop now. We had this stack of wood here for weeks. Well, you could see all the weeds. But now, so it's nice having something there so I can still drive past here. But I got to get all that stuff out of the way now, which is not hard. I'm just going to put some of it back over there. Or do I want to move the chickens? I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. So that happened the other day. Let's get it fixed. So I got this guy the other day, and I'm a little disappointed because that was my last LED light. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's like $50. Good Lord, for the new LED, and it's $9 for an old incandescent. So I'm over the whole LED trip. Once they get cheaper, I'll go back to them, but not for $50. Ooh, this machine smells like old gas. All right, it's got all the hardware. I don't know if I ever uploaded it. I made a video on how to change a trailer tail light. In fact, that was the last LED one that went out. I made a video on how to change that one. Like I said, I'm not sure. Oh, it's going to be, of course, it's going to be metric. Let me guess, 10 millimeter. Of course it is. I'm going to bring a 3/8 and a 7/16 as well, because I'm not sure what the LED ones are. They're probably metric too, but all right. So one thing to note, and I'll show you when we get out there. So this is important, at least if you're in California. The passenger side does not have the white lens on the bottom to light up the license plate. So when you go to replace trailer lighting, it actually matters whether it's a driver side or passenger side. What is this? Of course it's not 10 millimeter. I'm glad I brought my 7/16s. Well, somebody got that on there tight. I might reuse that 7/16s because this is America. Hoorah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. All right. It's as easy as that. Pull the old one out. Take the wire nuts off. You guys probably can't see this, but I'm taking the wire nuts off. They are on there good. I should probably just put new ones on, but I don't think I have any new ones. I purchased a whole thing of these, like a whole box of 1,000 or something, and I have no idea where they went. That's kind of frustrating. Good Lord. There we go. It's coming. It's off. All right. Now these ones must. So the LEDs, you can see here the LEDs had a ground. These ones don't, so they must just ground through the posts. Yeah, they must. They've already got them stripped back for me. So we're just gonna mount that. I want it in as far as it can go because I've backed into stuff on the side. You guys can't even see it right now, can you? I've backed into stuff on the side here and broken these lenses off the side. So if we keep that in, if I do that again, the metal will hit something before the lens does. Or at least that's the theory. Oh, but I gotta move it out a little bit because those stupid wires.
there is no particular direction or alignment, just tighten the bolts and off to the races. There we go. Now we attach green to green, brown to brown. You guys probably can't see that, can you? Shoot, I can't even see it. Brown to brown, right there. Like so. And we're gonna go green to green, like so. And then we'll test them out. Hopefully they work because I ain't got time for this. Oh, come on. I'll have to find a new wire nut for that, but let's test them out. So I just realized I don't even have anything hooked up to it to test them out. So I'll test them in the morning before I go, but it'll work fine. All right, off to the next job. All right, get this unloaded real quick. Down the road. It's Sunday now. I spent most of the day yesterday just getting the shop cleaned up. It's so nice to be able to kind of walk around. I still got a bunch of stuff down here I got to deal with. The wheel horse is sitting outside. It'll come back in, but I need to make it so I can just push it in and out when I need to work in here. We did get the new blades for the auger bit over yonder. We're still waiting on the new carburetor. That's supposed to be here tomorrow. So then we can finish that job. But for today, let's find something to do. All right, it's been a couple weeks since I started this project. I finally got all the parts in. And now we get to just start disassembling and putting all the new parts on. It's probably Metricon. It's probably a 2.5. It's the only one I'm missing. Ah, 4. So we're gonna replace the carburetor, fuel lines, the little plug in the tank, fuel filter, probably the spark plug too. We're replacing everything. I need to look into the air filter because that's what came out, and this is what they provided as a replacement, which it'll fit in the box, but now that I'm looking at it, it won't work because it's got these little nubs in there that hold the circle ones. So I might see if I can modify that. Stuff falling everywhere. I don't know. I might see if I can modify it, or we might just stick with the one that's always been in here. We'll have to wait until we get to the closing part of this project before we decide any of that. One big old obnoxiously long bolt. There's two big old obnoxiously long bolts. Why did that seem so easy? Now it's just a matter of disconnecting the fuel line, which I really don't much care about. Where's my needle nose pliers? I use these ones. Because we're putting a new one in. One of the fuel lines is already disconnected. This one we're just gonna break. Gotta get the gloves. Now we need to, how's this come off? I haven't a clue, but we'll figure it out. Wow, excuse me. Good Lord. Worry about throttle adjustments and everything once we get it all back together. So this has to come, does the new carburetor have this piece on it? I need to make sure that, the new carburetor comes with a totally different type of adjustment. Okay, so we might not need any of these parts at all. Let's open that. That's off. Okay, throttle cable is off. Old carburetor is set aside. I'm not sure how much I like that the adjustments on the new carburetor. So we might be redoing this. Yeah, there's no way that's going to work. So let's take it off. So what I'm working with here is this little throttle plate here where the throttle cable connects. It's not going to work. So we're just going to hopefully, you know what? Let's put that back. Let's take the one off the old carburetor because we know this carburetor's toast anyway. I just don't want anything moving around where it's not supposed to move. We have an incident like that. And I'm going to clean up this old throttle cable plate, and then we'll put it on the new carburetor. That's kind of what I was worried about, is the whole thing moves around. Right, so let's put this in the sonic cleaner. Bloop. Are we not plugged in? Did I? Oh yeah, sir, I unplugged it. Plug in the sonic cleaner. We'll sonically clean and we'll be back. All right, we are now sonically cleaned and polished and all ready to go. While you guys were away, I put the new plug and fuel lines in there. The more I got to looking at them, the more I realized they are going to be a pain in the butt. So I just decided to put them in off camera. And they were a pain in the butt. All you got to do is you just got to lube up the plug that goes in the tank. I use this Zoom spout turbine oil. I use that for a lot of stuff, so I just dribbled a little bit of that on there, and off to the races we went. All right, that guy is out. That guy is in. I'm going to keep the original screws with the carburetor because I have no idea if they're threaded different or what have you. Get these tightened down. My hope is, and this carburetor has adjustments on it where the old one did not. Well, it did, but so here's what you got. You got the hole there, and the throttle cable goes through that hole. There's a nut on each side. This one was one of the ones kind of like the bicycle brakes that just unthreads. So I figured I'd just pull this piece out. But then the hole, it's a different size, so it wasn't going to work. It was not going to work. So now we'll put one of these nuts on. You see, now I'm kind of wishing I'd have paid attention when I took it all apart, but I don't care. It'll go back together. So we gotta spin this guy like so. Open the, and I know I'm not. This is not a tutorial, guys. So we'll get that. Oh, we gotta take it back off. I forgot to put the other one on. So we'll get that out of the way right now. This is not a tutorial. This is just me fixing a broken piece of equipment. Now we can put it back on. Oh, I see what's happening here now. Is that fixable, or do I have to modify something on this new carburetor? See, that's the problem with these carburetors, is they don't... Hang on, let me figure this out. There we go. Like this carburetor is not, it's a replacement for this model machine, but this is not like a manufacturer replacement. This is just something I got off Amazon. And that's the problem with these things, is they're not exact, but it's actuating the throttle. That's Gouda. So now we're gonna put this fuel line there. And we're going to put this fuel line there. Come on, fuel line. Do your job. There we go. And now we get to piece it back together. See, that was easy, right? So that goes that way. That goes like so. That goes like so. And this will thread into there. And then we'll be ready. We're almost ready to put some fuel in this thing and try it out. I'm excited. Hopefully it just starts and runs just right off the cuff. That would be wonderful. But I will not hold my breath, because things never work that way, do they? Alright, our throttle looks good. Get this bolt tightened up in there before we do anything. Tight. Tight. We'll leave the Allen wrench out, because we have no idea what's gonna come of all this. I'm thinking I'm going to buy a 3D printer, because the top part of this air filter broke, and I mean, let's face it, it would be nice to just be able to 3D print a new one. Probably higher quality than the Chinese one that broke. See, there's a big black piece that's supposed to go over that. All right, so we're just going to put some fuel in it, and we're going to go. Let's take a peek at what we did. These gloves. So, new plug in the tank, new lines, new filter in there, new everything, brand new carburetor. Here's what the old looked like. That was pretty gooey, and look at this. This one, it's just jello. Just jello. So, all right, let me go get some fuel, and we'll get this thing started up and see what happens. Oh boy, I do not have a lot of fuel. I should have enough, but I don't have a lot. Hopefully it doesn't just immediately leak gas everywhere. Moment of truth, should we put it on the ground? Probably. All right, got you guys reconfigured. Let's see what happens. We're gonna prime it. Nothing's happening. I know these fuel lines are right, unless they're reversed on the new carburetor. Unless the filter's not in the fuel, maybe. No, that filter's in the fuel. Sure it is. Oof. I don't think it's going to do anything if it won't prime. All right, let's try. I know I got the fuel lines on right, but maybe they're reversed on this new Chinese carburetor. Back up on the bench you go. Alright, that's what it was. These fuel lines on this new carburetor, or the fuel pickups, are reversed from the old ones, so let's see what happens now. I got some fuel flowing. What in a whirly-woo? You know what I think the problem is? There is a little kink in this line. There we go, kink's gone. There it is. Sounds good. All right. Now we get to set you guys back up and work on the hard part. Seeing how we're going to get these hard-faced bits off of here. This, I guess it might not be that big of a deal, but I feel like it's going to be. I'd like to say if I just we might have to heat it up. Let me get some of this stuff cleaned up since we're done with the carburetor. All right. right. I'm really not sure how well this is going to work, but one way to find out. Oh, look at that. Oh, toasty, toasty, toasty. So here's the difference. Here's the old dovetail bit. There's the new one. Yeah, it was properly wore out. All right, what are these? 3/8? Nope. 7/16, probably metric, probably like, nope, 7/16. And 7/16. How easy is this going to be? I might have to get the impact out. Excuse me. And I don't even care if I snap these off because the new bit came with new bolts. But let's put a little bit of our turbine oil on that as well. Can't hurt, right? Look at the difference that made. Just putting a couple drops of oil on it. I don't know if these bits are, I don't think they're, because they're like supposed to be hard faced. I don't think you can sharpen them or anything. But I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I mean, I've sharpened them before just with a file. I'm not sure how well it worked though. Obviously, if it did, we wouldn't be replacing them right now, right? New nuts and bolts. These guys took a while to get. So, again, here's the difference. There is a significant amount of meat gone off of that blade. So, well, that's still warm. We'll put that there. So now we'll get this guy bolted down and we'll be ready to go to work. And it just so happens I've got a job that needs some holes drilled. Impact would have been so much quicker. All right. let's get this guy installed on the drill and go drill some holes. All right, we'll get a couple holes drilled on. Ooh. That's so nice. That's pretty incredible in this, look at this ground. It's just rocks in it. I'm happy. That's pretty awesome. All right, now let's take it out for a real world test on the job. All right, so the job at hand today is we're gonna put a post in somewhere in this vicinity. I can think of much worse places to work, huh? All right, let's get to it. All right, so the customer sent me this picture. So here's the pressure tank and the existing post over there. So he wants it about 2 feet in front and 2 feet taller, somewhere in that general vicinity. So I'm thinking we're gonna come out to right about here. Get our tape measure and get it set up. All right, now it's just a matter of drilling a hole. Hopefully the drill wants to cooperate today. It should. It was working good the other day, and it's... Let's get it fired and warmed up.
had a post hole digger. Can we break through it? Oh. Oh yeah. Contending with some big rocks, but there's still a bigger one down here somewhere. I need to get down at least a couple feet. 2, 3 to be happy. I'm not sure what I'm hitting, it's so big. I mean, I'm not hitting anything with the shovel that's worrying me at all. Something right on this side. Is that it? Doesn't seem like much anything down there. I can't imagine that being it, but let's see. Something just tearing that bit up. I think we're deep enough now, though. Just gotta get it all cleaned out. Something hard down there. Well, you guys turned off because you were too hot, so that kind of sucked, but now we'll get that thing concreted in. And it'll be 2 feet above that porch, which I think is right on. Let's put some concrete in it. Put some water in it. And then we'll be off to the races. I need to move you guys though because the concrete's right where you are. Need to find a spot in the shade. There you go. You like that? And unfortunately I have to have this fan running to try to keep it cool. I'm hoping that there's water in this pressure tank. I mean, I brought water just in case. But it would be ideally ideal if I didn't have to use it. Because if I have to use my water tank, I'm going to have to get it hooked up to 12 volts, do all that fancy fun stuff that I really don't want to do, so let's see what we see. First off, let's just get some concrete in the hole so this supposed to hold itself up.
It's just time I shouldn't be spending. So what I like to do, and this is definitely not the rule, but I like to just kind of hang out for a while after I pour a post like this and just make sure, you know, I don't want no raccoons coming and knocking it crooked, and then that's going to look bad on me. So you just got to make sure that it's staying nice and level, and make sure the concrete's setting up good. So we'll be here for a little while, and then we'll be on the road. All right, so there it is. Like I said, by no means, I mean, most of the, you could put one of these in the ground and walk away, but I like to just hang out for a while, an hour or whatever, keep my level on it, make sure everything's setting up good and staying level. We're good. So tomorrow this will be ready to mount something on. What it's for, it's going to be a camera. It's going to be a camera just to help keep an eye on the property. There's multiple cameras here already. This is just going to be another one. So, all right, this job's done. The drill did great. It's not the drill's fault that this ground was so rocky. Look at some of these rocks that came out. Look like that guy. Look at that big old one right there. Lots of rocks in this ground. So it did good. The drill's fixed. I'm happy for that. This post is in. Customer's going to be happy. And now my day's over. So I'm happy. Let's hit the road, get on to the next job. Figured I'd show you guys this road leading in here. It's a crazy road, but it's pretty far off the beating path. I mean, people live back here. You can see there's a house right there, but it's you guys, you know, with the image stabilization, you probably can't see how bouncy it is, but it's a rough road. I don't imagine they find too many people back here that don't belong back here to begin with. I'd love to have some property up here, maybe someday. Not sure I'd love to live. I don't know if I'd want to live on this road every day. You know, having to pull my equipment up and down this road. Yeah, I don't think so. Just doesn't sound fun, but I don't know. Anyway, off to the next one.